Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to live stream at the Upper Room. I'm Ron Strand. Thanks for joining us after a 3-week hiatus. I know we've missed you. I hope that you have missed us. I was gone in Tennessee for my youngest daughter's graduation, and we made a little extended vacation out of it. So we are back and hope that, I think last week we did a replay of John Michael Talbot, but we were off for 2 weeks and we're back. So we're glad that you're here. We've got a great show tonight. A couple of great comedians, guys that have played the Upper Room a couple of times, multiple times. And they're both wonderful guys. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Next week, May 24, no, I'm sorry, 2 weeks from now, Dennis Agajanian will be joining us, the legendary Dennis Agajanian. That's on May 24th. We're working on something. Well, let's see, next week will be a best of, because I will be out of town again. And then we're back again toward the end of the month, I think on the 30th or the 31st. We're working on a date with Mike McIntosh, who is the founding pastor of Horizon Christian Fellowship down in San Diego. Great guy, but he's just going to confirm some dates with us, and we'll let you know as soon as we find out. We've got some great things coming up, so stay tuned. Let us know where you're viewing from, if you would, tonight. We always like to find out, because we have viewers from all over the world, and it's always great for us to know where you're watching from. If you haven't yet, subscribe to us on YouTube. You could subscribe on our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook. And both of those can be found at The Upper Room Presents. The Upper Room Presents. We'll be taking your questions tonight. And so be thinking of some questions that you want to ask either Scott or Dana, and we'll take some time to answer questions. We're going to interview each of these guys individually, and then hopefully toward the end we'll get them both in and do a little banter with them and talk amongst ourselves with them, and it'll be a great time. So we're not gonna waste any more time. We're gonna get right into it. Let's see. We've got Scott back, and is he good? We had a problematic connection, but he's back. And well, let's do this. Let's since okay. All right. Scott's given us the thumbs up, so we'll go as we had originally planned. We'll go with Scott first. Hey, folks. One funny guy. He is known as Mr. Punchline. He's got rapid fire delivery of one-liners. They say more than 8 jokes per minute. I don't know if that's true. We'll ask him about that. A wonderful guy. He's got a great faith. Please welcome comedian Scott Wood to the Upper Room. Hey, Scott.
Hey, how are you? I look here. I'm here.
You're here, but
jumpy?
you're still
What's going on? Do I look okay?
Yeah, you're frozen. You're frozen. So let's see. Marisa, can we do something? Let's go back. Scott, you did reboot and did the whole thing, right? Yeah, we're still having
I did. I also see us. Hey, what if I switch over to my phone? I see us on the phone app, on your Facebook app. Should we try
Let's
it there?
go ahead and do that. I'm going to go back.
Go
ahead and do that, and I'll go with Dana right now, and we'll come back and do Scott. Sorry, folks, for the delays. There's always, when you're doing these things remotely, you always have some issues. I'm going to switch my notes around again. So here we go. So, okay. Dana's also been a regular at the Upper Room. Very, very funny man. I so admire him because he combines magic with comedy. And I think that's a very tough thing to do because I don't know, because I can't do it, but he can, and he's good at it. He is, well, I'm going to let him talk about himself a little bit, but wonderful guy. And please welcome Dana Daniels. Hey, Dana.
Oh, hi, Ron.
How are you?
To be here.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Yeah. No, and I think I have a good connection. I don't think anything is going to freeze up. Like if I could do that. Did I freeze up?
You did just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
All
so
right.
we're going to go back to Scott now then.
Okay. Back to Scott.
Yeah.
And I'll fill in for myself. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That was
I really miss performing at your place. What is it called? The Pupper Moro? But I wrote it down. I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic and I wrote down the letters wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize. If I focus in, I can make the letters just make sense. Upper room,
Oh my God,
upper
wait,
room.
do
Okay.
that again. How did you do
Yeah,
that?
upper room. I never repeat a trick.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I thought it was
Unless
just
there's a
that
check.
was
Okay.
oh my gosh. That was great. Wow. Okay. That's a new one. I haven't seen that one before. So
I've had a year to come up with new stuff.
you had some time to think of some new stuff.
I need a pandemic every once in a while just to come up with new material.
Yeah, everybody
discipline myself.
Yeah, you should all have a pandemic now and then. Just to
regroup. Right, just to regroup and rethink things.
Exactly. So, are you going crazy with this? Have you had your dates have been just totally canceled, or how's it going?
Oh, I had everything canceled that was live. Yes, and then. I held off on doing the virtual thing because I was optimistic. I thought everything would bounce back, quickly, but it didn't. So then I jumped in. I built this studio and started doing virtual shows, and it's been very successful.
Yeah,
and more fun than I thought it would be.
Is it?
I had to rework the act to work this way, and find out what works and rearrange jokes and routines and all that just so it would fit this medium.
Yeah,
and it's actually a lot of fun, and the show's been going over really well. Been doing a lot of corporate events and stuff like that.
Oh, really? So
now
you've got gigs, but they're just on Zoom type of thing like this.
Right, but right now I'm getting a lot of calls for live performances.
Yeah, okay, that's
coming up.
Opening up again.
They're starting to come in. And Zoom shows as well. So I think Zoom shows will stay in some capacity,
I think so,
probably for corporate events and stuff like that. Which that's great. It opens up a whole new venue for us.
Well, yeah, and it's the same for us. I mean, this is it was the mother of invention because of we got shut down. Our venue has been closed to us for over a year, still not open.
Yeah,
and so we started doing this back in March. I think March or April we started, and so it's kind of the new thing, and it's you don't have so it's
great. Yeah, and once in a while, on the way to the show, I run into traffic in the kitchen, and then I have to reroute through the living room.
Does your router reroute you though? Obviously.
Well, I have my iPhone that gives me directions.
Oh, right. Yeah. Here's a better route through the bathroom.
Yeah. The fastest way.
That's great.
Go out the backyard, cut around, come in through.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get a little bit of magic and some stuff from you tonight, but I thought we'd kind of jump in and let the folks know a little bit about you. And you've been doing this a long time. I know you grew up. You're a Southern California boy. Yeah,
I grew up in Long Beach, California.
Yeah,
and then I moved out to Orange County, my early 20s, and because I started out as a magician out at Disneyland.
Right.
And I used to walk around Fantasyland and juggle and do magic. And then I would walk around Frontierland as a riverboat gambler and do close-up gambling, trick magic kind of stuff. And then I was also the comedian. I was like the fill-in comedian in the original Golden Horseshoe Review show.
Oh, no kidding.
The last 3 years that it was there. Yeah. So, and that was a lot of fun.
I was going to say that had to be a fun gig to be able to do all those things there. How old were you when you were doing that?
I was 22 when I started doing the magic there. Yeah,
wow.
And when I got hired at the Horseshoe as well, I was probably one of the youngest comedians they ever had in there.
Wow.
I didn't do it. I filled in, but I did it a lot. Fortunately, the guy Dick Hardwick, Dick Hardwick.
Who is it?
Dick Hardwick. He was the comedian.
Oh yes.
In there, he took over for Wally Bogue, who was the original comedian hired by Walt Disney.
Yes.
And who did it for years and years, and then when he retired, they hired Dick Hardwick, and then they hired me to fill in, be Dick's understudy, and then whatever. So, but I got a lot of work out of it. So it was, it was just a tremendous show.
Yeah. How long were you there at Disneyland?
Oh well, I was there until that show closed in '86, and then I was there till '90 because I was still doing other things there, a lot of promotional shows, and then just other shows in the park as a magician. And then I came back in '95, and I had my own show there in the Horseshoe from '95 to '03. So, and then during that time, that was just a few days a week, and then during the rest of the time, I was corporate gigs and getting
Yeah.
everywhere, doing church events, and,
Right.
places like
Yeah.
Wild Bill's out in Point
Right.
Park and Knott's Berry
Yeah.
Farm, and
So it's
just
taking
everywhere.
you all over the place. You've done corporate give. You've been on TV.
Yes.
You're part of the Magic Castle. You're
Yep.
You have a special distinction there, do you not? Let's see. I saw that. I read that somewhere.
The castle.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's in my notes somewhere. Didn't you have some kind of award?
I was stage magician of the year twice,
That's it.
and parlor magician of the year twice, and comedy magician of the year. So yeah, I got 5 awards over there.
That's
And then,
incredible.
Yeah.
That's quite a
Fun.
distinction because they don't take everybody there, do they? It's quite a selective group.
Yeah, well, you can become a member. You have to audition just to be a member, and then if you want to perform there, you have to audition for that.
Yeah.
And then, so it's,
So
you have
how
to jump
can you
through
get
some
to get
hoops.
out there? Still, of course, not through COVID, but
Well,
Were
not
you-
right now. They're waiting. They're actually going to be reopening soon in a limited fashion, and I hope to get rebooked. I was booked there to be there last year in May, and then unfortunately it had to be canceled. So,
yeah, now that's got to be a little different because it's probably a nice thing because you're very close to the audience here, particularly in the parlor.
yes,
Yeah,
the parlor is a great room. Very
Yeah, I mean,
intimate.
people are right around you on the tables there, and it's a whole different experience than being on stage, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's one of my favorite rooms. It's great because you have
yeah,
such close interaction with the
yeah.
audience. Yeah, the Palace
Right.
is a good room too. It's not a huge stage room, so it's
Yeah,
Palace
it's
is
quite
good.
a remarkable venue. Every
Yeah.
time I've been there, it's always just such a fun time. Just a
Right.
fun
Speaking
evening.
of the Palace, I did work the Palace in New York. I did the Illusionist show.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Is that the one? Where Marisa, we had a graphic for the Illusion show. Is that the one? Oh my gosh, I got switched around with my notes tonight. But you did this one.
Yeah, there
is
it
this
is.
the one we're talking about? Yeah. Okay. The Palace Theater on Broadway. Is that New York Broadway?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
right
tell
there in
us-
Times Square.
Tell us about that gig.
Well, the Illusionist is a touring show. It's been touring for years in different fashions. They had different styles of shows,
Yeah.
but it's always a magic show. And this one was called originally called Illusionist 1903, and then we toured that. We went through, and it was supposed to be like a turn to century show.
Yeah.
And we toured the Middle East. We did Dubai, Abu
Wow.
Dhabi, Doha, and then we went from there to Australia and toured through Australia. We did the Sydney
yeah.
Opera House,
Yeah.
which was amazing,
Yeah.
and then we finished that, and then the next season we did Broadway. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you
And they changed the name of the show to Turn of the Century from 1903
Okay.
because they had another show they came up with called Circus 1903, and they didn't want to have any confusion.
So were you the only performer on that show?
Oh no. We had you look at the I don't have a poster to show you the whole cast. No, there's about
Yeah.
7 performers.
Oh, okay.
Amazing magicians.
Yeah.
All of them dear friends of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and
what a
so
fun
you had like
experience.
grand illusionists, and you had an escape artist, and you had a juggler, and you had manipulation, magic. Oh,
Right.
big variety. And I was the comedy magician. I was actually the only act that talks pretty much during the show.
Is that right?
Yeah, the other guys, they talk a little bit. The illusionists, they do stuff here and
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah.
I had probably the most talking part.
Right. Well, that's the thing that I've always been intrigued with, because you're not the only one that does magic and combines comedy into it, but I think it's so clever when you could bring the comedy element into it. So where were you? I mean, I'm always intrigued at comics, and particularly with magicians. What was the first thing that you thought to yourself, I want to go into this and do this as a living? Were you?
Well, I started magic when I was 11 years old. I was in a car accident with my mom and my cousin. Were in the car, and my mom was driving, and we were coming back on a vacation, and we lost control of the car, and I broke both my legs in the accident.
Wow. Yeah.
And then, anyways, in the hospital during that time, a magician came up and did a show for all the kids. And when I saw that, I
That
seen
was
magic
it.
before on television, and I was always fascinated by it, but when I saw it live in person, that's where it really grabbed me. And so when I got out of the hospital, I was in there several months, and
Wow.
my mom took me to a magic shop, and then I found out they had magic classes, and I took those, and then I found out there was a magic club in Long Beach called the Long Beach Mystics.
Oh,
So
really?
I joined that, and it was a great club because it was all a bunch of kids like me, the whole club. They cut off the age at 21.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and they all help each other. We
Yeah.
would do shows every month, and then they would go, you know what, you ought to try this, you ought to try that. And then some of the older members that were members, like they were 21, or even the older members who were not members anymore would still come back and sit and watch the shows, and they give us advice because they were all working magicians. That club produced more working professional magicians than probably any club in the world.
Oh,
Yeah,
no
out of
kidding.
Long Beach. Long Beach Mystics in the magic world is pretty well known. Just
Does it still
because of
exist?
that.
Does
No, it does
still
not,
exist?
unfortunately. The thing that always kept it alive was a magic shop, because that's where they would get the kids from. The kids come in, they take classes, and then they find out about the club, and so it just kind of fed it, and we always, it started in 1955.
Oh my gosh.
And and in fact, the show I did on Broadway, Illusionist, there was 3 of us Mystics that
Is
were
that right?
Mark
That
Kalin, who I grew up with. He's the same age as me. We were Mystics at the same time. We joined about the same time. We used to compete against each other in contests, and it was kind of weird. Hey, we're on Broadway together doing this show. It was really wild. So,
do you remember your first
gig? Was another guy who
Yeah.
was a Mystic, and he grew up in Long Beach as well.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first professional gig?
Yeah. Dixie and Art Beloit's living room.
Art Beloit's living room. Okay.
I think I was
don't know who Art
12 years
Beloit is.
old.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe 11.
Yeah.
And I think I did the show, and I think they gave me $5.
Did they really?
Yeah, I think, and
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you take the fact that you're 11 years old and then take it back several years and calculate for inflation, it probably was not a bad little gig, huh?
No, I think I actually made more than my dad did per hour at that. I did a half-hour show.
Yeah. Well, you realized you could make money at it.
That was addicting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was, I started working at a magic shop, and then I had my first business card when I was 12. And
Did you?
yeah, and I would do kids' birthday parties, and it just kind of went from there. And then when I graduated high school, I started going to college, and then I was like, oh, can I make a living doing magic? And I was really interested in photography also, so I thought, well, maybe I'll be a photographer.
Yeah.
So I was kind of going in that direction
Yeah.
and doing magic shows. But then the magic shows were just exploding. I mean, I was just like making really good money for my age.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's do this.
Why not? Right.
Yeah. And I just became, and I was a good hustler. I went out and I got the gig from Disney strictly by talking them into it,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's how I got in the Horseshoe. I mean, I saw the Horseshoe show, and I was like, I want to do that show. And then took me a long time, but I managed to convince them to logically hire me for it.
Yeah. Excellent.
Because I was so young, they just didn't take me seriously.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at some of the questions and comments here. One of them says, "Where's the bird?" So I was going to ask you, Luigi. How's Luigi doing through?
Okay, I don't know. The screen is a little tight.
Okay, there he is.
But can I bring him in?
There he is. I'll see. I was going to switch that. There we go. Okay.
There we go. There he is.
Oh yeah, look at there he is.
All right, there's
Excellent.
Luigi.
Yeah, if you could bring him up just a little bit, because he's right behind under your name ribbon there. There we go. Okay, there's Luigi. So how many Luigis have there been?
Oh, are we going to destroy that? Okay. There's been one.
There's only been, of course, there's only been
Just
one.
like
It's like one Lassie, right?
there's like only one Lassie. Yes. The younger people going, Lassie?
Yeah. Who's Lassie?
This this is number 3.
Number 3. No, okay.
Number 3.
You trained them yourself.
Yes, I do. Or they train me. Depends
They
how you
train
look
you.
at it.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not really a bird trainer, but I know I'm a bird tamer. And I do train them actually a little bit, but I also work with what he does naturally. They all have their own little quirks and stuff like that. So, and I just look over there.
Now, what
Man,
species of bird is that?
Excuse me, I got to turn him around here so he looks at the
Okay.
camera. Over there. Come on, buddy. Over there. Now we're going to, come on, over there. You ever seen a bird throw up?
Yeah.
Okay, he's already turning green.
Yeah, it's turning
All
green.
right. Okay. Okay.
What species of bird is that?
He is a spectacle Amazon.
Spectacle Amazon. They're very
And they
smart
live
birds.
about 25 years, and he's about 6 years old. My first one lived 29 years.
Wow.
So I've been doing this act a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to
He
say,
lived
if they use 25
and
years,
then-
that's 75 years. This is number 3. So
Yeah. And then the second one only did the act for about 6 years. I had him a long time. He
Yeah.
lived about 20 some years, 23 years.
uh-huh.
And but he got sick the last few years, so he took over when the first one died, and the first one died backstage at the Magic Castle.
Oh my gosh.
You know, before, I could tell that he was not doing well.
Yeah.
Just sitting on the perch during the show, he was hunkered down, and it was like I cut the show short, and then the next day before I was supposed to go on, I checked, you know, I could tell he was not ready. I didn't put him, I wasn't going to put him in the show. So I grabbed another bird, the Luigi 2, which I had standing
Well,
by.
there's a backup.
Yeah. And then I just nursed him between shows,
Yeah.
and then he died in my hands between
Oh
shows,
my. Oh.
and during a brunch show on a Sunday there.
Oh.
And I was so upset they had to cancel the last show. I couldn't.
Did
go
they
on.
really? Oh
Oh, yeah.
gosh.
I
Well, I imagine you
I
get
was a
very
wreck.
attached. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
bet.
well, you grow up these birds, you know. They're your friend. He was my friend, my buddy. You know.
Yeah.
I had a real connection with him.
So when you travel, how do you? I mean, you don't check a bird, do you? I mean, how do they?
Well,
do
I go on an airplane. He flies himself.
that? Yeah. What a stupid question. Of course he does.
I just say Detroit, and then we go.
He's
Yeah.
there and you just meet
Yeah,
him.
meet me in Detroit. Yeah. We're going to Erie. Okay. Put on a coat. Okay.
Yeah, very smart birds.
So we go. He goes on board with me.
Yeah.
And he goes, I have it's a special pet carrier made for airplanes, and it goes underneath the seat, and
Yeah.
he goes there. And I have it covered up so he doesn't make a lot of noise and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And he
Very cool.
can breathe, of course, you know. But that's
Yeah.
the way we've done it. I have to tell you one of the funniest stories. You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah, absolutely.
This goes back a long time. This is probably 25 years ago.
Uh-huh.
We were flying on an airline. I was doing a show in Columbus, Ohio,
Yeah.
and I was flying back home on a different airline, and during this time, this airline did not allow animals on board.
Oh, really?
But I had to fly them. It was something with the schedule, and I didn't have a choice. And I thought, I'm going to sneak them on. So,
No kidding.
yeah, I thought, you know, with security, I had a big trench coat,
Yeah.
and I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put them in my pocket, and then when I go through security, I'll
Uh-huh.
take them out of the pocket. There's a huge pocket. You could just sit in there
Right.
comfortably. I tested it out, and then I'll put him back in his cage. I had his cage in a bag, you know, like
Yeah.
so. Before I went in the airport, I put him in the pocket, and he's sitting there fine. So I walk in, and I go in to check in the bag, and I go through the line,
Yeah.
and I finally get up to the counter, and the guy's typing in, and I put my bag up there, and he goes, checking in one bag, and I said, uh-huh, and he says, are you checking in the parrot? And I'm
Really?
like, and I'm going, in my mind, I'm just going like this. And in my mind, I'm going, how does he know I have a parrot? I
Yeah.
go, maybe he saw my show last night and he recognizes me.
Yeah.
All this is going through my head.
Right.
So I play dumb and I say, what parrot? And he looks up at me and says, the one on your shoulder?
He climbed
So
out.
while I was waiting in line, Luigi crawled up. It was a trench coat, couldn't feel it. He
Oh my
crawled out
God.
of my pocket, up my back, and he was sitting there.
Oh,
and I'm
my
looking at the guy saying, what parrot? You know, he thinks I'm a lunatic.
Wow. Call
And he
security.
said-
We got a nut job.
Yeah. And he says, the one on your shoulder. And I'm looking at him going, thinking in my head, oh, please, no, please. And I went, Oh, him?
Yeah.
And then I had to think, okay, I'm a comedian. Humor
Yeah.
will get me
Yeah.
out of this. And I said, honestly, this is what I said. I said, Nick it. And he said, good luck getting on the plane, Mr. Daniels.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Were you
So I went off. What's that?
Were you successful getting him on board?
Yes, my evil plan did work. When I got the security, I put him in the pocket and I walked through.
Oh,
Back then, you didn't have to take off your coat. See, that was
Right,
before 9/11.
Right.
So, yeah. But I don't, oh man, that was so stressful.
That is hilarious. That is
I figured
hilarious.
he probably just figured if I can get him on, good for me.
That's hilarious. So can we see a few little tricks tonight?
Well,
got a
sure.
couple
You
things
know,
planned?
he is psychic.
Yes, I know that.
You know that. So
I do know that.
we don't have a visible audience here. So Ron, you're going to be my volunteer. Is that okay?
I'll be the volunteer.
Great. Now we haven't preset anything, right?
We have not.
Good. Just like in rehearsal. Okay,
Yes.
great. I like the way you answered that. All right.
Yes.
So now, rather than have him read your mind, he's going to put a thought into your mind. Before the
Okay.
show, Luigi reversed the card in this deck right here. One card is facing the opposite way from all the others. He's going to think of that card, and it's going to pop in your mind all the way in. Where are you at right now?
I'm in Irvine.
All the way in Irvine. I'm in Orange. So
Okay.
that's why I have the orange back here. See?
Yes.
It reminds me where I'm at.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
So it's going to just go across the planet all the way to Irvine into
Yep.
your mind, this playing card. Understand?
Yes, I do.
Great. All right. Now we have to have you clear your mind. I'm going to
Okay.
grab Luigi here. Come on. Oh, we got the spooky music.
Oh yeah.
And now, here we go.
Okay.
All right. Just clear your mind, Ron.
I'm clearing it. It's being
He's
cleared.
thinking of it. It's
Yeah.
on its way to you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get rid of the effects. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right over there. All right. I got the cards. Ron, did a card pop in your mind?
It did.
What was the card that popped in your mind?
The 7 of spades.
A 7 of spades.
Seven of spades. Yes.
Now, for this to work, everyone here is going to have to close their eyes. Just kidding.
Yeah.
We're going to fan out the cards
All
and
right.
see if there is a card that is reversed from all the others. Let's see. Going through here. Okay, there we go. See if we can find. There should be one card reverse. Oh, there it is. One card reversed from all the others.
Yeah.
Look at that. This is the card Luigi chose.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. This is the card Luigi chewed. What?
Yep.
Upside down, and the only one chewed. Would you be amazed if this was the 7 of spades?
I would be absolutely amazed.
With that response, it would be mildly amusing. Would you be amazed?
I would be amazed. I would be mildly amused and amazed.
Okay. All right. I tell you what, also be amazing.
Yeah.
If it was worth almost half and it was a different color.
Okay. That would
be. But it's the 7 of spades. There you
oh
go.
my gosh! Oh my
Oh, yeah.
gosh! That's remarkable. The folks,
Okay, there we go.
We did.
Thank you.
Look at that!
Thank you.
Look at that! The women
Thank
are going
you.
crazy.
There we go.
So, folks, we did not rehearse that. That was spontaneous. That's remarkable. That
Thank
is
you.
absolutely
I
remarkable.
brought my own audience. You see that?
I did.
Yeah. They follow me everywhere, those ladies.
They are groupies. They're big fans.
They are.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, how about another little one that
Okay. Let's see. Let's okay. I'll tell you what. How about we do this one?
does it require an audience participation again, or does it?
Yes, it does.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We're going to bring in my lovely assistant. I'm going to bring her in because we'll let you do Marisa. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. Bring her in. There she is. Okay, she's our producer. And
Now for this one, also, I brought along a celebrity. Well, this is
Okay.
something I use in my virtual shows. It's called the virtual assistant,
okay.
virtual volunteer. And what I normally do is I have people call into this, and they appear
Yeah.
here, their
Yeah.
face. I'm going to do a little differently. I have a celebrity volunteer.
Okay.
We're going to bring in. nice round of applause to Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, Arnold.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah,
There he is.
yeah, former governor of California, and rumor has it, an actor.
Yeah, well,
So now what we're going to do, and it's Marissa?
Marisa, yeah.
Yes,
Well, I'm getting like an echo from you guys.
Yeah, I don't know why.
it's because we're both on.
Okay, I'll turn off my mic here for a minute.
Okay. Now, I want to hear, can you do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, Marissa?
I'm the governor.
Oh, that was that was fabulous. All right, for now on, you're going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm going to call you Arnold, okay? And you must
Okay.
respond as Arnold. Got it?
Okay.
You know, you go yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Here. Now I have here Arnold 100, a 20, a 10, a 5, and a 1. Would you select one? Which one would you like to use?
We do the 5.
5. Well, what a shame, because this is going to be Ron's souvenir. I was going to send him. So could have had 100, Ron, but
Yeah,
well.
darn it.
Okay. So now, let me look for my pen. Got a pen. Arnold, I'm going to mark the front or the back. Your decision. Which one?
The buck.
The back. Okay, good. And now, what would you like me to write on the back? Let's keep it simple, because I am not an artist. So maybe like a shape or initials or something.
A heart.
A heart. Okay, here we go. That didn't sound like Arnold.
No.
A heart.
Okay. Okay. A heart. Thank you, Arnold. Okay. Now, we have a heart. There it is on the back of a chosen $5 bill. Now we're going to fold it up, and we're going to place this in a protective envelope. All right, I have right here. And then I'm going to have Arnold hold on to it. I'm going to put it right here in this clip, so it's in view the entire time. Now we're going to do a little magic between Arnold and Luigi. To make this magic transaction happen, we're going to use a special device we have right here. It's jumper cables. First, we hook up the bird right there. We no longer attach it directly ever since PETA came to the show. Okay, and now we're going to, it's stuck. There it is. We're going to hook up Arnold.
Okay.
All right, this one I'm going to place right about here on Arnold. And now, I got to make Arnold look a little shocked. There we go. Okay, Arnold, we're going to need a verbal sound from you. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
That wasn't very good. One more time, Arnold. Give me a little ow.
Oh.
Wow, that was. Thank you.
Arnold's mildly amused.
That was fantastic. Thank you, Meryl Streep, for that performance.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see what magic has happened with the $5 bill. It's right here in the envelope. Some magic has happened. Take a look. Wow, this is interesting. It's magically transformed into
Wow.
birdseed.
Oh my gosh.
Ta-da!
What?
It's
Wait,
more
what?
valuable through the bird. Whatever. Okay, I'm going to put it back in here. Whoa, that's a good thing I'm not a pharmacist. All right, I'll put that away. Don't worry. I know this is going very badly. I know what to do here. We're going to put Arnold. Look, concentrate, Arnold. Concentrate, Luigi. Give me something. Whoa, look at that.
Whoa.
That must have hurt. Because he's a dude. Wait, I think some magic has happened. I think the $5 bill with the heart on the back has magically reappeared inside this egg. Well, we are wrong about that. I don't know what to do for you. You know what? I could give you, I said I live in Orange.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could give you the orange instead of the 5, Ron.
Yeah,
But you know what? It'd be amazing if it was in here.
it would be amazing. Oh my gosh,
What?
that's amazing.
And now we're going to unfold it, and you're going to see inside the orange, it is a 5
Wow.
with the heart on the back.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. And it's
And there you go. And it smells like orange.
That's great. That's great.
That's
Very
crazy.
good.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
that's incredible.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you, Marisa, for being a good sport.
You're welcome.
Say goodbye to Marisa.
Bye, Marisa.
Oh,
Well, that was a good Arnold.
incredible. That's very amazing. I'm so in awe about the things like that, and I can't
thanks.
figure them out. So anyway,
Well,
Gosh.
I do all those tricks. Like I do in my virtual show. I do that same trick in my live show too.
yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. It's just and
yeah.
it never gets
in my live show though, I don't have a mannequin with Arnold's face on it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
would actually have her up here.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey,
But,
I read a quote online from somebody, and I know that is somebody that you admire quite greatly. And his quote is, "My wife and I loved everything about your act, the magic, the humor, and what great timing you have. So many laughs per minute. I hardly had any time to write down and steal your jokes." Steve Martin.
Yes.
Wow. How was it having to perform in front of Steve Martin?
Let me tell you, the very first time I ever saw Steve Martin was on television. I was a teenager. He was on the Mike Douglas show,
Yeah.
and he was doing comedy magic
Uh-huh.
on the show. My mom said, "Hey, get in here. There's a magician on television. He's
Yeah.
going to be on." And so I sat down, and he came on. He really didn't do any magic. It was all gags and stuff like that. So I was slightly disappointed that there was no magic,
Yeah.
but I was overwhelmed and delighted with his comedy, and it opened my eyes to doing comedy magic.
Yeah.
Really.
Right.
And that was because I was trying all different kinds to figure out who I was on stage back then. I was a teenager.
Uh-huh.
I was doing a dove act. I was doing illusions. I was, trying to figure out who you are. You try to look cool on stage. And I was like, wow, you can be kind of goofy on stage
Yeah.
and be funny and do magic. And so that's where I started really watching him and all that. And then I discovered that I read his autobiography that he was on one of our Long Beach Mystic shows way before I
really?
was a mystic. Yeah. And then because he was a magician.
Yeah.
And and then he worked at Disneyland when he was a
Yeah.
kid.
I do.
So it's sort of like, wow,
Yeah.
and he was a big follower of Wally Bogue, who I admire. I consider Wally a mentor.
Uh-huh.
And so anyways, I've been huge fan. And then
Yeah.
I was working the Magic Cabaret out in Santa Barbara
Yeah.
2 years ago. And Milt Larson, the owner, comes up to me and he says, "Steve Martin's going to be in the audience in this next show."
Oh,
Because he lives like up the street or something.
yeah.
He comes in all the time. And I was like, okay. I mean, I was real calm and composure. Great. I'll be right back. And I go out in the parking lot and just went, wow. Now he gets to see my stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was very excited, very nervous.
Oh, God.
And but it was in the show. The audience was great. Had a great time. I was keeping my eye on him. The corner of my eye. He was enjoying it. Then afterwards, he waited. The audience left, and he came and we chatted for about 10, 15 minutes.
Wow.
We talked about Disneyland. We talked about stuff. He even wrote a joke for me for my show.
Did he really?
Yeah, and I can't. People always go, "What's the joke?" I go, "Well, it make no sense to you because it involves a trick that I do."
Yeah. Right.
And in a certain situation. So,
Yeah.
but when that situation happens, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it does happen quite a bit. So,
Right.
but he goes, "Here's a line you can do if this happens." And I do it. Yeah. He says, "My wife doesn't think it's funny, but I do."
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, "I don't care if it's not funny. I'm using it because now I can say Steve Martin wrote for me."
Yeah. There you go. He was one of your writers.
Yes.
That's
So that joke's
incredible.
in my show,
Yeah.
And it was a thrill to meet him. He was very nice. His wife
Yeah.
was very, very nice. And
Yeah.
That's
That's
That
wonderful.
was a highlight of my career.
Oh, I'll bet it was.
Yeah.
Hey, so we're gonna transition a little bit. Can you stick with us for a little bit and maybe bring you back after we've done with
Absolutely.
Scott? And, yeah, I would love to bring you back
Absolutely.
in. So we'll explore some things with Scott and then come back. We're gonna go a little bit long tonight, audience, because we've gone a little bit long here, but I hope you could stay in. And we don't have time constraints like networks because we have nothing on next. So we're going to go a little bit long and bring in Scott. So we'll stand by, Dana, and we'll see you in a minute. And I introduced Scott a little bit earlier. He is Mr. Punchline. He delivers rapid fire one-liners, more than 8 one-liners in a minute. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to ask him. Scott, where are you? How's our connection? Are you back? There you are.
How do I look? I'm good.
You look. That was a setup. I could have done something with that, but you look great. Actually, you look wonderful.
I moisturize. I moisturize Ron every day.
Yeah. Wouldn't you look like it? You've
Well,
got
yeah,
supple skin, you've got rosy cheeks. You look wonderful.
I'm in my late 40s. I'm 60. I'm not getting
You're
any
not
younger,
60.
Ron.
You're not 60.
Yes, I am. Yes, sir.
Are you really?
Yeah,
well, you look great.
Well, it's a facial cream for Jewish men called Oil of Oivey. These are the jokes, people. It's all, my career is skyrocketing. It's nice to be on the same bill with a parrot. Thank you, Ron.
You've really raised your
Yeah, next week I'm on a Zoom in Barstow. Very exciting.
Well, you've reached the pinnacle when you're on the upper room.
Yeah.
So
Dana's parrot doesn't like me. He just gave me the bird.
Just gave you the bird.
But anyway, thanks for having. So I was late. I was coming into the show late. I was late. I was coming from my living room.
Yeah.
So forgive me.
Well, it was kind of like what Dana was saying. He ran into some traffic and had to get rerouted through the bathroom. So
yeah, there you go. We can blame all of Dana's bad act now on Steve Martin.
That's right.
I'm kidding, Dana. I love you, Dana. It's a bird. But anyway, but again, thanks for having me on. Like I said, next week it's a Zoom in Beaumont. So my career is skyrocketing, people.
You were not kidding about being in Beaumont next week, huh?
I'm everywhere, man. I was in Palm Springs last week. Palm Springs is like the gay 90s. You're either gay or in your 90s. What happened to Palm Springs, Ron?
That's got some truth in it for sure. Yeah.
I did a show at a convalescent home. There wasn't a dry seat in the house. Ron, one guy laughed so hard he wet his wife's pants.
Yeah, he did. You are really knocking them down. I'll tell you. Have you been doing any of the senior homes?
I have. It was we call them antique stores.
Antique stores.
But I love the old folks. Like, hey, my dad just turned 96.
Wow.
So, I said you could. Yeah, this is true. 96. I said you could go tomorrow. He said, I hope so. I haven't gone today. And he still drives, Ron. 96. He's got a bifocal windshield.
A bifocal windshield.
He called me up today. He said, I hit a couple of mailboxes. I said, where's the car, Dad? He said, inside the post office. I could slow the jokes down, Ron. I know all 6 listeners are with us tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, you are in. So you are in addition to be a one-line stand. You Henny Youngman was one of your idols, was he not?
Yeah, Henny and Rodney Dangerfield, Henny Youngman, all the old guys. Everyone who's dead are the guys who. I love the one-liners, the fast, the funny. I mean,
but those guys were genius, though. They were just genius.
Nothing like them. Nothing like them. I'm telling you. Rodney was the best. Hey, what a crowd. I'll tell you, no respect at all. Are you kidding? I mean, my dog's favorite bone is in my arm.
Yes, Rodney was classic, though. He had those, those self-deprecating lines that were just. I used to remember Carson when he was on Carson, he would just cut Carson up. And
right.
And Henny Youngman, was he the one that came out with the violin?
Yes, take my wife,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, take my wife, please. But he never played the violin, did he? Or did he
No,
play?
very little, very little.
Yeah.
Him and Jack Benny both played the violin.
Yeah, that's right.
And Larry Fine of the Three Stooges, very all semi-accomplished, not bad. But then they gave it up for the comedy. They would just use it as a prop to hold on to.
Right.
George Burns had a cigar,
Yeah.
and that's. But yeah, the old guys are the old school is the best school.
Yeah. 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 And
Well,
Dean Martin
look
had
at
the
you.
cigarette. And,
Yeah, look at you, Ron. You've been around a while. Holy smokes!
I'm older than you are.
I know. We got a close up of your face. I thought I was watching Google Maps.
Well, I have a makeup artist. This beauty
what?
doesn't just show up like this.
Next time, tell them to make sure they hit the face.
Yeah.
Try and
no
cheer
kidding.
down.
You what?
Try and cheer down. Nothing.
All right. So I asked Dana, and I'll ask you, when did you realize that you were funny and that you wanted to do this as a career?
Compared to you, a long time ago, Ron. By the way, the pants go on the bottom.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm just kidding, Ron.
I just get confused, in my old age. But
I hear you. I know. I love you, Ron. Well, me too. I have to write. Hey, do you have to write stuff down before I answer the question? I'm getting older. If I don't write it down, I'll forget. Does that happen?
It does all the time. Yes.
Yesterday, I look up and I notice the ceiling fan is dirty. So I make a quick note. I write, never look up.
That takes care of the problem.
Yeah, I'm not cleaning it. But I've been doing comedy now for over 30 years, 32 years as a career. It was when I was a kid, I was in the 4th grade and growing up with, Steve Allen and Johnny and, of course, Merv Griffin and Mike Douglas and all the old comics, like I mentioned, Rodney, Henny, Steve Allen, Phyllis Diller, Joan Rivers, all the comics from the 50s, 60s, Mort Saul, Robert Klein. And I could make people laugh as a kid. And so when they started laughing and I was doing voice impressions and jokes that I had written, I said, this is it. There's no looking back. So right when I was 18, I went to all the comedy clubs, born and bred right here in Southern California, the Comedy Store, the Ice House, the Improv. And it took off in 1989 and the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yeah, it's bad history.
It's bad history.
I have so many jokes in my act, it's not even funny.
Okay. Have you ever had hecklers?
Yes, but enough about my mom.
I'm not setting these up. He's playing right off of these.
Yeah, some people do. Some people, they get a little, they're a little belligerent or they're drunk. But again, enough about my family. I got to tell you, Ron, true story. I did a show a week ago, the pandemic, the shows are coming back. They were so drunk, they didn't even know I was there. And I got to tell you, Ron, that was a weird church.
I was just going to ask you, where do you find your best audience? Because you do clubs, you do corporate events, you've done television, and you do churches. Where do you find your best audience?
Well, it's not here tonight with you. But I think,
of course not.
Anyway, this is actually not the worst show I've ever been on, but it's close.
It's close, and it's going down quick.
It really is, but it again, and I don't know. Ron's not wearing pants, and that's exciting.
Well, you can't see me below the waist,
and thank God.
I dressed for the occasion.
Yeah, let's pray for Mrs. Strand. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Hey, do you know what old people use for contraceptive? Nudity. What? Nudity. These are the jokes, Ron.
I'm getting them too. This is good stuff.
I love all the audiences. The cruise ships, the clubs, the corporate, the churches. If they're there, I mean, they're there to laugh. And like Dana, we're the court jesters of today. And you come and you buy a ticket. And we're here to make you laugh and forget your troubles. And we're having more fun than you guys are. The laughter goes right through us. It's healing for us. It's healing for you. So, I mean, I love all the shows. I mean, I've had so many great different shows. Like you said, whether it's a small team, the greatest show ever is always the next show. You know what I mean? Or the one you're doing right, now. Again, not this one.
Yeah, not.
But I mean the one. I'm kidding.
Yeah, you're always looking forward to the next thing because it kind of perpetuates itself.
It does.
Have you ever bombed on stage?
Never. What's
Never.
the next question? Any other? There's been a couple of times
Yeah.
I did. Well, the reason I wrote that joke about them being drunk actually came, the whole church routine I do.
Yeah.
But that actually came out of a show where I did a show and there were all these 20 and 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
The sound check, you go in for an afternoon sound check
Right.
on the stage, make sure the mic is okay. That was happening at 3:00. Good 3:00 sound check. I come back at 8:00 for the show. They were already drinking at 3:00. They had an open bar at this place where it was a corporate event.
Uh-huh.
So it was, and so they were already drinking at 3. So by the time 8:00 rolled around,
Oh yeah.
I'm just background noises to belching and guys picking up women.
Yeah.
You're like, is there a comedian here?
Well, yeah. I mean, I imagine an inebriated crowd is probably pretty tough because that's where the hecklers come in and they're just
That's why I never do. That's why I don't do the Calvary chapels. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know. It's just
I'm kidding.
They're the worst. Well, speaking of Calvary chapels and churches, sometimes your comedy, I mean, it doesn't ever bother me because I like a little bit of edginess, but some Christians can be a little bit, a little stiff. Do you ever get any blowback for any edgy stuff?
Yeah. Again, getting back to my mom, sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's very rare. It just depends. Like I said, one time I did do a show at church and the ladies, I said the word underwear and that bothered her.
Yeah.
Or it just depends. Everyone is so politically correct now. It was better in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
And then with terms that we grew up with that you can't say anymore because everyone is really super like, whoa.
Right.
And and I know you and me, Ron, guys who grew up in the 50s and 60s. I mean, we didn't, we didn't mean any bad by it. We were just using those words, but now it's crazy. I mean, honestly, when you were growing up, a small person was a midget, and they're a dwarf, then they're a little person. They changed the name, and that's what I don't understand. Like a long time ago, if they were known as a midget, that's fine. I'm not bothered by that.
Yeah,
But then they changed their name to dwarf. Did it get better?
that wasn't a step up. No pun intended.
So.
Yeah, well, and then now they're little people, and I think that's kind of
they're just people.
Yeah, they're just people. So
I mean, they wanted to change the name to lawn jockeys.
Yeah.
Nome. How about Nome? There's no place like Nome.
There's no place like Nome. Oh, absolutely. You do a number of impressions. You did a little bit of Rodney a little bit earlier.
Right.
You do Arnold. You do John Travolta.
That's right, John Travolta. That's right. Hey, this is John Travolta. I'm so excited, right? You know what, Ron? I'm like a totally serious actor, right? And if you don't think I'm totally serious, up your nose with a rubber hose.
That's his Cotter days, right? His Vinnie Barbarino.
Yeah,
was the character.
Look who just got here, Trump.
Yeah.
It is absolutely tremendous to be here, Ron. Terrific.
That's great.
Ron, I love what you're doing. Tremendous. I just ran into Hillary in the men's room.
That's great. Have you perfected Joe Biden yet?
Yeah, Joe always looks like he's looking into the sun. Oh, come on, man. I need sunglasses. Come on, man.
Yeah, the thing, it's blinding me.
The thing is blinding me.
Yeah.
Kamala.
Oh my gosh. The way things are going, if you didn't laugh, you would cry because it's just crazy. And, I imagine it's kind of coincidentally, a comic's dream right now to have who we have in the White House. And,
right.
I mean, I know Trump was a good shield in terms of, the way he.
As a comedian, I miss Trump.
Yeah.
Believe me, I mean, but look, we went out with the old and in with the older.
Yes, we did.
I mean,
Yep.
when Joe Biden went to school, there was no history.
That's right.
I didn't want to say he's old. The man's got an autographed picture of Moses.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. They thought Reagan was old when he was took office. I think he was 68 or 69.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's just a young man now. And that's just you right around the corner.
Okay.
you
Thanks a lot, Ron. Appreciate
Well,
you.
yeah,
Oh,
you're the one that
looks
told
like
me
you're coming
60.
in and out, Ron.
It's Bob and Weave, right?
Right.
Well, I'll tell you. Who else do you have impressions?
Oh, I do. Everybody, do you still get those robocalls? People trying to sell you stuff.
Oh, sure.
I try to block them. No more robo, but they still get through on your cell phone, your home
Yeah.
phone. So you know what I
Oh,
do,
yeah.
Ron? I answer the phone now when I see it's potential spam
Yeah.
or baloney. It could be either one.
Yeah. Right.
I got a spam call from Hormel.
Did you
Yeah, it's from Hormel.
from Hormel?
Yeah, spam.
Sausage or the hot dog
Yeah,
company.
they own spam too. That's okay,
Oh,
Ron.
okay.
You don't have
Oh,
to
okay.
get. You don't have to get every joke, Ron. It's quite okay.
Okay.
I
All
know.
right.
Ron's waiting for the meds to kick in. But anyway,
Okay.
holy
You got a
smokes.
call from Hormel.
Yeah, okay. Just keep doing the Geritol shooters, Ron. Anyway, give the man the Sharpie. He's playing Connect the Liver Spots.
Yeah.
Okay, the shuttle from Palm Springs is on the way, Ron. Relax.
Thank you. Okay.
There's
All
a
right.
bed check at 9. I told him you'll be back.
All right. I think I can make it. All right. So you got
I
a call
did.
from Hormel.
I got no, forget the horn. It was, listen, Ron.
Yeah.
Please, Ron.
I'm
I'll
listening.
do the jokes, Ron.
All right,
Anyway,
okay. Yeah, you're right.
Anyway,
Okay.
I love the jacket too. Somewhere there's a Pinto without seat covers. But anyway, I'm kidding. It's
Okay. It's my favorite jacket, Scott, but that's okay.
you look fantastic. I'm telling you. There's a shivering naked mannequin at Kohl's.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this is how I answer the phone when I know they're trying. I answer like Liam Neeson from those Taken movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I let the guy talk, the young kid trying to sell me whatever, and then I
Right.
say, I want you to listen to me very carefully, my friend, very carefully. Steve and your solar panels. I will find you. Hello, Steve? Steve.
He's gone. I loved the one on Seinfeld when he had the guy call him and he says, I can't talk right now, but why don't you give me your number and I'll call you back? Well, we're not allowed to do that. He says, why? You don't take calls at home? Oh, no, we can't. Well, neither do I. Well, I'll let
Right.
you do the comedy. I'll let you do the comedy.
Right. He said, so now you know how we feel.
Yeah, that's it. Now you know how we feel. See,
This
that's
is
why you're
Jerry
the comic.
Seinfeld. Who are these people? I mean, Kramer and Elaine. There you go, Ron. I'm killing Ron. I should have asked for more money, and I'm getting nothing for this.
Well, you get an upper room jacket and a mug, and you get one of the etched. These are etched. These are very fine mugs. Live stream at the upper room. Only alumni get these, and with Ron Strand. You see that?
Yes, that definitely will depreciate it.
These are collector's items. If you're lucky, I might
Who's
throw in
collecting them? Who's collecting them? Your mom?
I might throw in an upper room cap, but you do get the upper room jacket. It's a very coveted jacket. Both you
Really?
and Dana will be getting that. Yeah, those are the parting gifts. We send those out. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I did a show. I got a lifetime supply of Lee press-on chest hair.
Did you? How's it working?
I do a lot of game shows. I was in a game show in Japan called The Rice is Right.
Okay. Yeah, that was.
You know what? Listen, Ron. Between you and me, with everybody wearing masks, it's never been a better time for ugly people.
That's really true.
I told my friends.
That is really true.
I told my friends, some of you should wear a mask. You might finally meet someone.
Yeah.
I know. Hey, my wife makes me wear my mask indoors.
She really.
Yeah, last night she had sunglasses and a hat. And let me say this about it's COVID comedy where we aim to sneeze. But anyway, I'm telling you, this is rough. This virus.
Yeah.
I lost my whole career for a whole year. If it wasn't for our neighbors that we robbed, thank God for breaking and entering. Am I right, Ron?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you got to
I'm
get it
telling you,
somewhere.
but you know, and we should vote. We should vote to see who gets to remove their mask. Family and friends should vote whether you should remove it or not. They're like,
Yeah.
look, Bob, we know you got both of your shots, but we all took a vote and we think you need to stay covered up.
Yeah, that's right.
Think of the children, Bob.
Yeah.
It's hideous.
Yeah. Take it off. Oh my God, leave it on. Yeah.
And remember last summer at this time, the rioting and the looters?
Yeah.
Did you know a bunch of looters broke into a Ross Dress for Less and reorganized?
Did they really? Wow.
I'm
That's
telling it's
amazing.
rough. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll do the joke again for y'all 6 viewers. I said they reorganized people. Again,
We
my
get-
career skyrocketing. Ron's parents are cousins. They're from Banning.
Well, we got, we'll get more viewers during the week because a lot of people watch this afterwards. So,
That's the story of my life.
yeah, well,
You know, Ron, I appeal to everyone who can do me no good.
yeah,
They just ran
That's-
they ran my whole career on the History Channel.
yeah. Did they?
Let me sum up my career in 3 words.
Okay.
Straight to video.
Straight to video. Yeah. Well, you, how many kids do you have?
We have 3, one of each.
One of each.
We had 3, but one gnawed through the ropes and escaped. So we're down to 2. I don't know how she got through that padlock. No, we have 2. They're grown. They're both grown. Well, one is still at home, and sometimes they stay too long, way past. He needs to get out. He's 13.
Yeah, that's
No.
way too long. Yeah.
Listen, I have a daughter who's 21, a son who's 13, and a blood pressure 180/20. These are the numbers. I'm
Yeah,
dead.
Those.
On
Yeah.
On our daughter's 18th birthday, we gift wrapped the front door.
Did you?
We told her, open it all the way, sweetie.
Yeah. Oh, you gift wrapped it from the inside, not the outside.
On the inside.
Okay, I'm getting it now. Yeah, it takes.
Yeah.
you a
We
while.
said, look, we're giving you the world.
Yeah. The
And
world's
we packed
your oyster.
your luggage. Which
Yeah,
we bought.
here's your
Grab
bag.
those
The world's
bags
your
and
oyster.
get out.
Open it up and go. Yeah. Dig in.
Oh, but actually 21 and 14, those are the ages.
Yeah, yeah. And your wife's a good sport because you tease her a lot in your act.
I do. You know what? I married my wife is African American. That means I'm black owned.
You're black owned?
Owned because she's African American. Again,
Yeah.
Ron, listen, Ron. Try to stay awake a
I'm
little
trying to.
while, Ron. The man's dozing during the show. Yes, my wife. I married a sister from the hood, Ron.
Did you? Wow.
Yeah, they say men are from Mars, women are from Venus. My wife's from Compton.
She really. Well, how long have you been married now?
We've been married for over 20 years, and we've been happy for
Wow.
2.
It's good.
25 this November.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if the audience is laughing like I am, but this is you're amazing. You and Dana are absolutely amazing, talented individuals. You know what? Let's do something. Let's bring Dana back in. I think Dana's still there. Yeah, we'll do. You guys know each other pretty well,
Oh
don't
my
you?
gosh.
Oh,
There's
I've
Dana.
known Dana since the mid 90s.
So,
Nice.
have you,
Yeah,
What?
I've known, me and Dana have known each other, I think, since the mid 90s.
have you really?
I would
I'm almost
put it
positive.
there. Yeah.
Have you guys
Yeah.
ever been on the same bill
Yeah.
anywhere?
Oh, many times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, many times.
And the
Yeah.
and the bird. The bird was there
And
too.
the bird.
And the bird. It's a bird.
It's a bird.
It's a bird.
Yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
do him pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm bombing, I'll do Dana's act. And then they really throw me out.
Yeah.
So then I'm just kidding. I love you, Dana. I thought you were fantastic on Night Court as the judge. Nice. I like what you've done to the brick wall.
Thank you. Yeah, I painted it myself.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, is that? It's not real brick, is it? Is it real brick?
No, it's wallpaper.
Is it? It looks great. It looks like the real thing. Well, I've got a little
I
bit
didn't
back
even-
behind me too.
I didn't even know he was in prison. That is fantastic. I'm kidding. Dana's on parole. Relax,
Yes.
people. If you hear a beep, it's the ankle monitor.
Beep.
There it is.
But I
you
got to
know-
give a shout out to Dana, and I really mean this. And this isn't even. I mean, he's one of the funniest comics who does the comedy magic that I really enjoy. I have a lot of friends who do comedy magic, and they all don't make me laugh, but the few who do, Dana's one of them. Ken Sands is another one who always makes me laugh. Pete McLeod has the funny one-liners. I love Pete. But Dana is absolutely hilarious. So if you never had a chance to go see Dana, go see Dana.
Oh, well, thank you, Scott. And I'm a big fan of yours. I was sitting back here watching your interview, cracking up. So,
Well, good. Here's where you send the 20. You send it to P.O. Box.
I'll
Or
send you
maybe I
an
should
orange.
send you the 20. By the way, next week, Dana's doing a nudist colony. There's no money, but incredible exposure.
Have you guys ever had the club owner or somebody that's booked you that says, "Hey, there's no money in it, but you'll get great exposure"? I'm sure you guys
Oh.
have had that.
Please.
Yeah, isn't that what you guys said? Isn't that the get me on this?
And you know what?
Yeah, that was tonight.
Right.
It's going to be great exposure. We got 14 people viewing right now.
Yeah, but you know what? It's okay, Ron, because that actually works for me because my mortgage is actually 2 of those mugs and that jacket.
You can go far
You
with that.
too.
Yeah, well. Well, I'll tell you, it's let's see. Do we have any questions tonight, Marisa?
Please.
Oh gosh.
Look at me. I look
okay, Ian
I look
Hayden.
I look like the love child of John Elway and Gary Busey, right? Hey man. There's Gary
Yeah.
Busey. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you guys are killing me. All right, let's see. Here's from Eden Hayden. Scott, Dana, what are your favorite comedy routines you've performed? Is there one that you guys could think of that?
one of my favorite routines in my show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do a routine with a couple of I bring a lady up on stage. I got a couple of magazines, and she picks a word out of the magazine and it ends up inside of a balloon.
Yeah.
It's one of my newer routines, and it's very fun and funny, and so that's my current favorite.
Yeah, that's incredible. Scott, I know one of the things that really cracks me up is when you do the samurai delayed the lip sync thing.
Right.
When what
Which
is
nowadays
it?
with Zoom and StreamYard, everyone does.
Yeah. That's
Who
true.
isn't freezing up?
Yeah, we don't.
I'm big on Zoom, but aren't we all?
Yeah, you don't
Anyway.
have to do it anymore.
I know, but actually, I'm going to do that right now. But one of my new things I'm doing in my act is I bring a lady up and she picks some pictures from a magazine, and then she ends up in a balloon. Really weird. I love it.
That's amazing. Wow. There's some clairvoyancy going on there. You guys
There you
must
go.
be sharing material.
Yeah,
You're doing
There you go.
something like that.
here's look. These are those bad Chinese movies. Look,
Oh yeah, okay.
hey you. That's right. Come on, let's fight. There you have it.
That's incredible. And it's
That's a different show. That's another show. That's incredible.
Some of those are so bad that I know it's an exaggeration, but that pretty much nails it. Oh my
Right.
gosh. What do you guys got coming up that we could plug for you?
I'll be opening up the Kmart in Barstow next week.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's
That's
huge.
I'm so sorry about that, Scott. By the
Yeah.
way, who books that?
I know. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a few shows coming up. I got I don't know what I got coming up. Like I said, another Zoom.
Oh,
there
yeah,
you go.
have
Something's wait. There you go. Thanks to Marissa
Yeah.
I created a brand new cooking show featuring comedians, and
Yeah.
we're pitching it. We just started pitching it to the networks. It just happened this week. In fact, we got a company. So it's a cooking show featuring stand-up comics. It's called Something Smells Funny,
Yeah.
We've taped four full episodes with Victoria Jackson from SNL, Jimmy Brogan, Mark Christopher Lawrence. We got Bobby Collins. We got a lot of other big names coming on. If you love to eat and you love to laugh, you're going to love this show. And so again, they're currently pitching it to all the networks, and the company that's pitching it actually has several different shows on the networks. And so we feel real confident. So it's a cooking show with comedians called Something Smells Funny that we're hoping will be out before the end of this year. And also my dry bar special will be out this month as well. It's
great.
my dry bar comedy special drops this month in May. It's called Black Wives Matter. Black Wives Matter.
Black Wives Matter.
Yes.
That's great.
So that's going to be my dry bar, which comes out this month. And a couple other things are happening. But enough about me, Dana. What do you think about me?
Yeah,
I think you're marvelous.
But
Dana, what do you got
look for those. What do you got, Dana? Look, Dana's Dana.
Well, that's my DVD I sell.
Yeah.
If you want to learn some magic tricks, and also there's some footage on there of my show. And
So
you
you
get those
actually
at my
teach
website, danadaniels.com.
DanaDaniels.com. You
Yeah,
actually
Dana
teach
Daniels.
magic tricks in there, Dana?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
Yep. And also
Hey,
you
that-
can.
The DVD made my face disappear.
Thankfully.
There's another bonus.
Yeah. And now Dana's Mr. One-Liner. So they can get that on danadaniels.com.
Yeah.
Scott, what is your email address, or where can they find your?
Oh, well, they can find me, of course, at on Facebook. You can go to Something Smells Funny, and you can like the cooking show. There's Mr. Punchline as well.
Okay.
That's where all the jokes are. And there's Something Smells Funny. Your assistant is fantastic. Instagram,
She is.
King of the Clean One-Liners on Instagram. And then Twitter is @CleanComic. Wow, she's good. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. This is fantastic. So follow me there. Follow me. I know it's incredible that you just can't. If you need to get in, you can't get enough of me. I know my wife and I, we had a little fight earlier, Ron. Can I just confide in you? Yeah, she hates the way I dress. We're in the bedroom. She's like, look at you. Nothing matches. Hurt my feelings. I was naked. It's always the
I
little
hate when
things.
that happens.
It's always the little things. Am I right, Dana? But anyway, listen. But
oh my God. Yeah.
once again, I'm Biden.
Yeah. You definitely are.
Well, I could. This Saturday, I'm going to be in San Diego at Illusions Theater. It's a
Illusions
it's a magic
Theater.
club. It's actually like a magic shop in the front, but in the back. No, not that. That's the
not
Illusionist.
that one. Yeah.
Illusions Theater.
Illusions
It's called,
Theater.
and it's in Gaslamp Town in San Diego. I'm
Yeah.
doing 2 shows this Saturday, 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. And then I'll be
Okay.
in Erie, PA, working Keller's Magic Club in June 11th and 12th.
Good. It must feel good for you guys to be able to start getting back out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
Scott's been just locked up in his little basement there, and
Yes.
Have you been doing a lot of online shows, Scott? You do the
Yeah, a lot of Zoom. Yeah, a lot of Zoom, some
Great.
StreamYards. But since the end of last year, especially this year, more of our opening up outside under tents,
Yeah.
rooftops, and then 50%. But we're just keeping it safe. But we're excited. The comics, they say we're not essential. We're essential. We bring the laughter. But no, my
Absolutely.
career, I'm not essential. Listen, only my wife tells me that, and that's it.
You're essential. Yeah. Okay. I'm just skimming here to see if there's any more questions. Do we have any more questions that we can?
Yeah, they want to know, how do I look so good for 60?
Yeah. Well, none of those have come up yet, but
I'm 62. Not 62, but I'm also 60.
Yeah.
Yes, you're 60 also. Yeah. But nobody wants to know why you look that way. But anyway, listen, Ron, what a night. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are fantastic. I'm telling you, I have I'm doing an animal rights barbecue right after this.
Yeah.
Actually, next week, this is for
What's
real.
on the menu?
Oh, well, my show next Saturday, it's a pro-life gun show.
Live gun show.
Yeah, so Should be
Yeah,
good.
that'll be interesting. Yeah, that's great. You got some good stuff going on there. Scott, one of the things I really enjoy about your show is you transition into your faith and sharing your faith.
Mhm.
And what would you say to the folks tonight who are watching? I know most of the people that watch or watching in the future are believers. They're
Mhm.
church people, but there's those that come onto the show that may not have a faith. What would you say to them?
Well, just simply this: God loves you. He's got a plan for you. He just wants the best for you. I know I was, caught up in all the things of the world, getting drunk, partying, not really serious about my life. And it
Mhm.
wasn't until I said a simple prayer and I asked God in, I said, hey, if you're real, show yourself to me. There's got to be something better than this. There's got to be something better. Isn't there more to life than just this? It was a God-shaped hole in my heart.
Yep.
And you can be on top of the world, celebrity interviews, say they have it all, fame,
Yep.
fortune, they have everything. And yet a lot of them are empty inside because there's just that emptiness. But God promises eternal life. You'll see your loved ones. He'll promise you a better life. It's not a life that's not filled with no strife. But I have someone now who's in my corner, who loves me, who forgives me. I'm a father. I forgive my children when they say, I'm really sorry that I did this. God's the same way. He died that we might live. He paid a price, a price that he didn't have to, and he did it for all of us. And so just with God's love, we can love one another. And the country needs healing right now. We need revival.
Yeah.
Sure do.
And we just need something better. And I think that's something. It's just God. God loves you. Just know that. I came from a broken home, and I lost my mom one time on Christmas. My brother died of a drug overdose. I had a heart attack 5 years ago.
Wow.
Our daughter ran away at one time. I mean, so and that was just on Monday. But no, but seriously, I had to throw it. It was getting too serious. But no, all these things happen in my life. But even though they happen, Ron,
Yeah.
God is still in control.
Yes,
It doesn't
he is,
matter.
indeed. Yes.
I may not always be happy, but I have the joy of the Lord. And that joy is this, that I know he loves me. He died for me. He's got a plan for me. And when I take my last breath, I'm going to be in heaven. I'm going to see my mom, and I'm going to see my mother-in-law, and I'm going to see those who loved him, and I'll be with them again. So you know what it is? It's that hope of heaven. You either have heaven or you have hell.
Yeah.
And as for me and my house, we're not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. So just say a prayer, invite him in, and man, you'll be glad you did.
Yeah. Folks, it says in the scriptures that if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe it in your heart, you will be saved. I know both of you guys have an abiding faith.
Yes.
And it's wonderful that you are able to influence so many people. Thank you guys for being on tonight. It's been my gut's hurting from laughing so hard. And you guys will get you'll get the coveted upper room jacket and the etched mug. These are very highly coveted, and only a few people have them. And you will be recipients of those. As they say, the parting gift. But
sure. I'd like to donate mine to the bird.
Yeah.
As soon as I get them, eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
by the way, if I seem a little weird tonight, I had a prostate exam earlier and it was on Zoom.
Okay.
So
did they find anything? Was there any problem?
No, you got to hold the camera phone just right.
You really do. Yeah. Yeah. It's really difficult. Everything's being done online now. It's just so hard.
But Ron, we love you, Ron. Hey, when the upper room opens back up, man, or if you guys, whenever I know you're transitioning, but whatever, we'd love to come out.
I'm not transitioning. That's a bad word now. Okay. I'm not transitioning.
Yeah. His name used to be Betty.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was going to tell the folks that it's still up in the air. We are still not permitted back into the venue. And I don't know. We're a little bit uncertain. And one where we just lost Scott. He heard that and he took off. But
a little circle.
Yeah, that's what we
It's
got.
mesmerizing.
Right. It's just like your effect there. But folks, yeah, we'll be back one way or the other. We're working on some things, and we hope to be back, and so we'll keep you posted. There we go. Now you're both getting hypnotized. But yeah, so and folks, if any of you prayed that prayer tonight or confessed Christ, give us send us an email at prayer@theupperroompresents.com. We'd love to send you a Bible and give you some literature to kind of help you get started in your faith. We'd love to do that. And if you have any prayer requests, we do pray for you folks. We have a team of folks that pray when we get prayer requests, and you could do it anonymously because God knows who you are, or you could put your name on it, whatever you wish. But that's part of the ministry that we do here at the Upper Room. We'd be happy to do that. Well, Scott's already gone. Dana, it's so good to see you. We'll get you back out to the Upper Room when we open up. And
that'd be great. I look forward to it. I always enjoy it.
Yeah, it's always a great time. God bless you. Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you next time at the live stream at the Upper Room. Take care.
Bye.